This is Ranger Gary Horton, and I feel proud to be a small part of your day. I want to tell you about an amazing situation that I heard of years ago in a high school near Beaumont, Texas, called Nederland High. There was a famous football coach there, Bum Phillips. He retired with the New Orleans Saints and used to coach the Houston Oilers. And one day there was an argument between two of his football players. It started in the classroom when the English teacher made an issue of the star running back. She said, "You may impress others, but you're not impressing me because I see your attitude and your grades." So she kind of put him in his place. But when he got out of the class, he had some negative things to say about this dear lady. They didn't know that Bum Phillips heard the conversation. He came out of there and grabbed this kid. He said, "You get to my office now. I'm going to give you something your dad should have given you." He said, "Football is a game, but respect for authority is your entire life. And you better learn it now." And he kept the Board of Education in his office. It was a paddle about this long. It had holes in it. They said that's the cut through the bureaucracy teachers have to mess with. And boy, when he'd get that paddle going, it was down for the main hall of high school, and it echoed through the halls, and they all knew what was happening. And he hit this guy, not just 5 times like normal, but 10. Then he looked at him and said, "Son, you wake up. You learn authority is your best friend. Learn it now and respect it." Well, 20 years later, they had a student class reunion. That's when we all come back and try to look young again. And Bum Phillips is now a football coach with the NFL, and he came back to speak at the banquet. And when they were talking about the good old days, one guy said, "Coach, you remember that guy you wailed on 20 years ago?" "Yeah, I remember that," he said. "Did you ever realize that you whipped the wrong guy?" He said, "What?" "You didn't get the troublemaker. You got the other guy by mistake." And he said, "Why didn't I hear about it then?" He said, "Well, we'd have told you, but after he kept us in the locker room that night and told us never to tell you, he didn't want you to know." So the coach wanted to know, "Are you standing here?" And he was. Spent 2 years as a Marine in Vietnam. He said, "Son, why didn't you say something?" He said, "Well, you weren't in the listening mood that day." But he said, "That's not the issue." That's probably the best thing anybody ever gave me in high school. I learned that if I can take it when I don't deserve it, I can take it when I do. Young people, life is not fair down here. There's a whole lot of injustices that go on. But you either make it or you break it. You either respond and make it your power or react and make it your excuse. Discipline, authority, it's a gift. And even when life's not fair, you learn to stand your ground. This is Ranger Gary Horton. Hope you got that message, and I hope to see you down the road of life.